Yeah, and welcome to your Nomads of Fantasy. That's all the pirate voice I'm gonna do for now. We are a weekly video game. Yes, we are. We are a podcast that talks about video games and movies. Every week is, making a new universe our home every week. We like to jump around a little bit. This is episode number 121. And with us this week, as per usual, we have Eric.
Hey, you guys! Had to do it.
Hey, thank you.
I couldn't not do that one.
It's like the quote. You don't even have to see the movie to know what that's from.
Exactly.
That's very true. Brandon, what do you got?
All right, ready? Up there, it's their time. It's their time. Down here, it's our time. Down here, it's our time.
It's time for the Goonies.
It's our time down here.
Oh yeah, everybody. I guess if you haven't figured it out, which I think you probably have, talking about the 1985 cult classic. It's classic for everybody.
It's not a cult classic. I mean, there might be cults because it's so good, but
it's 38 years old at this point. So
and there's not another one. There's just one. That's all you get. How that hasn't
way before Eric was born, but Dave and I were probably the perfect age.
It was 9 years before I was born.
I think this may be like the first movie that I remember going to the movies to see.
Oh, you got
it's one of those very early memories. I remember the ride there. I don't know if I remember too much about it, but I mean from then. But yeah, that was
How old were you at that point?
5.
Okay, that's probably about the
5
first time.
6.
First time I went to the movie theater. My first movie was Monsters Inc. at the movie theater.
Ooh, it's a good
movie.
That's
such a cool movie to see for your first time.
Might have been. I don't know if it was the first, but it was the first one I remember. So
okay,
yeah.
Same. That's a great movie because kids are the lead in it. So
right.
Or
I cried. I cried at that movie.
Did you?
So yeah. Oh yeah, it's emotional, man. It's good. It's a good movie.
It's intense. Nice. Well. Goonies, everybody loves. We put a couple feelers out on the internet to get some feedback, I guess, to see if it's as fantastic as we think it is.
Yeah, I put it out there. Got likes, but
a couple
comments.
Yeah. If you want to follow us over there on the old X, you can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy. Got a couple comments over there. Posted that the Goonies, 38 years ago, the Goonies came out. And the Krusty Boys just said 38 years. Fuck, I'm old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Richer Solutions said, funny gadgets, baddies, goodies, treasure, and awesomeness. A life goal is to visit the beach in the film and reenact a number of scenes.
That'd be awesome.
That would be sick. And over on our Discord, if you want to join us on Discord, that's nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. Got a great community over there. And Tejas is one of the members of that great community. And he says, The Goonies is an all-time children's movie classic. Lighthearted drama mixed with high adventure, the likes of which have rarely been matched for children's movies. The movie sparks the imagination of children still to this day and holds up because of its quality of filmmaking and the wonder it instills in youth. Adventure is out there if you just have friends to share it with. Thank you, Tejas, for that beautiful comment.
That's a very good way to say it. I don't know. It's a classic for so many reasons, but I guess we'll break it down a little bit after this. Coming up on the calendar, I want to hit this real quick before we jump to Act 2. Next week, we're going to be hitting up our catch-up episode for November to see what else we've been watching and playing, seeing what's going on. There's all sorts of stuff coming out this time of year, but we'll hit.
It's a hell of a year if you're a gamer, man. Like last year, I think was a banger for movies. This year, not so much. There's a couple big ones, obviously Barbie and shit, but games, man.
Can't keep up.
Wow, if you're a gamer, it was like the greatest. Cannot keep up.
No. And hey, I gotta pimp our website, our fancy new website. We do put our schedule up on the website as well. So if you're ever wondering what's coming up next, and if we've actually decided at this point what's coming up next, I throw it up on the website, so you guys can keep up follow along with us at home if you want to watch what we're watching or play what we're playing. So just visit thenomadsoffantasy.com to keep updated on all things Nomad.
Yeah.
Going through our website, you can also get to the Discord link if you forget what the link is. But if you click on that, it's
How can you
actually
forget what
we
the
just
link
open
is?
up a
It's just thenomadsoffantasy.com/Discord.
other people, not me. Well, anyway, just saying. But if you join our Discord, I saw that you created a channel for suggestions and stuff like that,
Yes.
which is a good idea. I know we've done that in the past, open the doors. Hell, we've had a guest on the show. But yeah, I love it when people find something and they would love for us to talk about it. So we can do it there. And we can do it anywhere, but Discord's just great because we can have a conversation around it too.
Again, shout out to Tejas, who I read, the comment from the Discord. He's the one who actually suggested the suggestions channel because he's always throwing suggestions our way in the Discord.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which we've done. We've taken a couple. I think he has suggested the Journey to the West, which we watched a couple months ago. So yeah, we are always open to suggestions for things to watch or play or check out. So hop in the Discord.
Random and whacking. We like to travel. I like to go see other stuff and try other things. But finishing out the calendar to right before Christmas, we're gonna watch Gremlins. I don't know if you guys have seen this in a while.
It's been a while.
Christmas classic, hitting up a lot of classics lately, but steeped in the 80s this month. But we'll be hitting up Gremlins. I think that's available a couple places, but hopefully that'll be a interesting Christmas conversation.
It'll be interesting to talk about Gremlins, with more of a critical eye, not just like watching it because it's Christmas time, but like, whoa, that's weird. I never noticed the neighbors did that or something.
Right. Watch it with your critical podcast lens.
Dude, I have so many notes for the Goonies. It's just like when you're like not watching it casually or like watching it for a reason. It's like, oh, we're gonna talk about this shit. I was like, I've seen this movie like 1,000 times.
Smart to say about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break here, and we can dive into it back in Act 2. We'll be right back right after this. we're back with another pirate voice for Yai. Just kidding.
The whole
We're
time,
back to
Dave.
talk
We need
about-
it. We need it for the whole episode.
I
Nope.
know.
We're talking about Goonies. Came out in 1985. It is a solo movie. There's not another version of this anywhere, which I think is kind of makes it a little more bit of like a time capsule kind of thing where, you know,
I love that.
there's not
I
like
love
any
it.
more, you know, anything to complain about really. It's just
Watch your
one
words
thing.
though, because you know fucking Hollywood. It sucks
Oh,
to come up with original ideas, man. And
It
they're
will.
just like, what else
Goonies
can we remake?
remake.
Karate Kid was fine, you know.
Sean Astin
They're
will come
gonna
back
do
and
a
it's going to be his
Gremlins
kids
3's
going on an
coming out.
adventure.
Right? It'll be
Yeah.
a legacy sequel situation. To bring all the
They're-
old cast back, and they're all adults now. You know.
Yeah, they're dying
they're
for
kids.
new ideas.
Yeah.
All right, well, the Goonies in 1985 pulled in a crushing 125 million, making it one of the top movies that year.
Wow.
I think it made the top 10, so good on them. And there was a lot of stuff that was coming out back then, whether it's like Rocky movies or I don't know, you got your Gremlins, you got your Die
Hollywood
Hards, you
heyday,
got all sorts of
the '80s. Yeah,
Yeah.
started a lot of those franchises for sure.
Mhm. Temple of Doom, like, you know, all those are in that area. So
Oh,
good
yeah.
on them. So what I wanted to get to, because I've been dying to ask Eric, the young guy, hasn't seen this before. Please enlighten us onto your takes on this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was my. For those who don't know, this was somehow I've avoided the Goonies my entire
Somehow.
life. I'm almost.
I don't know
I mean,
how.
I'm almost 30 years old, and I mean, I know the Goonies has like penetrated pop culture. You know, I feel like it's has a ethos beyond the actual movie itself. It's just like permeated all of pop culture. So I knew all of the, you know, big quotes like the "Hey you guys," and I knew the basic concept that they were looking for this treasure or whatever.
Did you know
but-
names?
No,
Could
not
you-
really.
did
I
you
knew
know-
Sloth.
no, okay.
I knew Sloth and
Okay.
Chunk. I think that was about it.
So yeah, okay, those are the two. Maybe
And the
Data,
Truffle
but,
Shuffle,
yeah.
obviously, that also
Yeah.
transcended. You know, they did like a Family Guy bit on that or whatever. So I know all the big things, but yeah, watching it as a whole in, you know, the year 2023, you're right, Dave. It is like a time capsule. I mean, I didn't grow up in this time, but I couldn't help thinking of comparing it the entire time to Stand By Me, because we actually just watched that. And it's a similar vibe, you know, coming of age story, a group of friends going on an adventure. And
Mm-hmm.
it's weird that those two movies came out a year apart, and Corey Feldman is in both of them. So
Dude.
I was like, okay.
Corey Feldman was on fire then. Yeah.
Child actor there.
So he was. I mean, I'm sure his role in this movie propelled him to be first choice for the role in Stand By Me, because it is a similar type of movie, but just talking about this movie as a whole, like, I had a great time with it. It's a fantastic adventure.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Steven Spielberg all over it, you know.
Yeah, he totally produced this. They said he was like a big kid on set. He was like always over the shoulder of Don. I think it was Donner that did this, directed this movie, and he said, "Yeah, you know, you got Steven Spielberg over your shoulder, but it was more like a big kid on set. It was
He
not
even
like
helped
telling
with-
him to do stuff. Just help with
He
ideas."
helped with the shooting of the movie when they got behind schedule. He
Okay.
ended up being like a second unit director, like doing some of the
Awesome.
night shots. doing
Okay,
some of the other
that's
stuff.
cool. I
And it
didn't know
was
that.
Also based on a story by screenplay by Chris Columbus.
Yes,
who
saw
who did
that.
Home Alone,
yes, I
but based on
saw
a
that too.
story by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
So-
This movie is just chock full
He's just,
of
you got kids, man. You know how to direct
chock
them.
full of adventure. that dream scenario where you have this group of friends just going out, you know, during the summer. But I like the plot too. That, you know, they're trying to save the town, well, save Mikey's house, really, first and foremost, but find this treasure. And it's such like a kid idea too, like, oh, we're gonna
Yes.
go out and find this treasure and save our town, you
Dude.
know.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Just that
This is just like the
optimism.
greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I still want this to happen in my life. You know,
Right.
You're living in like a little small town in like Oregon. It's probably
it's
like
so relatable
fishing
to
town.
childhood. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Estonia?
Astoria.
Yeah.
Astoria. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
believe it
finished
is.
it like a half an hour before coming to record, so I'm coming fresh
okay.
off.
Damn.
I'm coming fresh off the cuff, but
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. And I'm super glad that I watched it, and I finally have checked that off on my list of classics that I've wanted to get to. So
I want to keep this going as long as we can, so because it's so fresh to you. Like, what do you think it makes this special though? Like, what are some of the key elements that it's just like we've seen kids in movies before, but like,
sure.
what is it about this movie? What did it do right that really made it just one of the movies that hey, you have to see it at some point. It's like a great adventure movie with kids.
Right. Yeah. I think it's well, first of all, the chemistry between all of the characters. And I think
Oh yeah.
the cast of characters as a whole is so fun and diverse, you got your stereotypical fat kid like you do in in Stand By Me as well, but
Mm-hmm.
you relate to him like he's a lot of the comic relief in this movie, and then
Yep.
you have the bad guys who are, the overarching enemy who are right on the
Yep.
heels of the kids the whole time as they're, going to find the treasure. You have the love interest between
Yeah,
the
it's
older
got it all.
kids, so it really has it all. You have the, mouth, well, he wasn't, he was like the one that was talking in the beginning, but down when they were like exploring the tunnels, I feel like he was a little bit timid and not as vocal.
Less mouthy.
Yeah, less mouthy for sure.
Well, being chased by adults shooting at you, and two,
Yes, that would
he
make
kinda had a
anybody.
thing for was it? Is it Stephanie, the blonde?
Oh.
I forgot. Steph. It is Steph. Yes.
I don't know.
Yep.
Steph, right? Yeah,
Yep.
I think he had a crush on her because
Oh yeah.
at the end of the movie they kind of show a
Absolutely.
little bit of that. So, but yeah,
It's just I don't know. It really is a great coming of age story.
Can I ask
like-
you a question?
Sure.
The soundtrack, did it hit you at all, or
I mean,
did you like that
it was
soundtrack? Or
yeah, it was really good. Nothing like no specific track stood out to me.
okay,
Except there was that I forgot what's the main song.
The main theme
the
during
Fratelli
the
chase,
opening scene.
yeah.
Yeah. The Fratelli chase.
Yeah. Okay.
with the cello, the whatever. It has a very.
I'm also
piratey
thinking of
sound to
the
it.
like that pop song too that was in there.
Oh, good enough.
Yeah. Yep. That one too.
That was yeah.
Cindy
They really
Lauper.
wanted you to hear that song. It's like in the first act of the movie.
Yep.
And then it's at the credits,
At the end too.
which is
Yep.
funny because like they have this like big epic scene of like the ship floating away at the end. Like we did it, look at and it's like a really cool song, and then they just cut instantly to the credits, and it's just good enough. And I'm like, man, like very
You're gonna be
jarring,
You're gonna be leaving the theater like humming that.
It
tune
was
to
yeah.
yourself.
It's a good
They
tune to
wanted
end
you
on
to,
though.
like,
Makes you
hear
feel
it.
good.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you
Upbeat.
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like it has the like the feeling of like camaraderie and friendship and all these feelings that you had while watching the movie. So I didn't mind
Yeah.
it during the credits.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting to. Maybe like I think again this is another one of those situations where it's such a classic and highly regarded by so many people who grew up with it. I was I didn't want to go in with super high expectations so that I wouldn't be disappointed or anything. But I think it did. I think it exceeded my expectations with what I was actually.
That warms my
expecting,
heart,
so.
man. There's certain movies that we hit
Right.
on this show, and it's just like,
Well, I know
just
you
want them
guys-
to like this one.
I know
I
both
can
of you.
appreciate those.
Both of you guys, you've talked about the Goonies many times with me, so I
Yeah.
know that it's an important movie for both of you. So I didn't want to come
Yeah.
here to shit on it or disappoint. So I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good. Great. And
How was
watch
your
Dave.
rewatching
After
thing?
watching this for the 1,000th time, I think I hate it now.
sucks.
I don't like it anymore.
These kids can't act. It's really dumb.
No, watching it, like going back though, and like, just if you look at it from like a storytelling standpoint, I'm like, I was just kind of paying more attention to like the film, like, cinematography angles of it, like the shot of the restaurant out on the beach. Like it's like it's a gorgeous shot, but just like things like that, set design, when they're walking into the skull with the pee break
That's a
scene
cool
and they're
shot.
walking in through the
Yeah.
big skull and they got the ship and everything. Like just looking at what actually went into the production of the movie, the shots that they took, the the kid acting, watching that, and like these kids seem like they're actually friends and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, just
Yeah,
appreciating some of that, going back and seeing it again.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
curious
that
what.
magic was real for sure with those kids. You could just feel that they were
Right.
just kids and
Yeah.
they got along, you know?
How often do you guys rewatch this one, would you say?
Now that I have kids, I've been watching it a lot more, like yearly.
Really?
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah.
calls it a
Surprising.
fall movie, and I kind of agree with that. I don't know. It might take in the spring or summer. I
It
forget.
feels like the end of like summer.
It's
Dog Days of
I
Summer.
mean, it's right
sort
around
of,
the
you
same
know?
time as Back to the Future, right? Like there's like that.
Apparently,
whole
they
thing.
take place on the same day.
Yeah.
October
saw that on the internet.
26th.
Oh, serious? Oh, really?
1980 something. There's some tie-in where like when Bran is doing his workouts, you can see the calendar on the wall, which would put it in the same year.
Well, they look at the Fratelli family,
Oh.
Yes,
and
they're
they
in
see the
paper.
date on there, and then obviously we all know the date from Back to the Future because it's like a big,
Okay.
plot device with that. Yeah. Hey, real quick,
Yeah, let me
one
pull
thing
it
I
up.
noticed watching this stuff, I was just like, wow, damn, the opening scene is a man hanging himself in a kids movie. I was just like, that's a
It's pretty-
interesting choice.
I mean,
And
they
then I
do
was
have
like,
some-
wow, 80s movies, you swore a lot in a kids
This was
movie.
rated PG.
They
I mean, this
said
was
shit
before.
a lot.
This was before PG-13, so it wasn't quite. It's not bad enough for R, so it had to be a PG movie, which was a wide range back
Oh
then.
wait, was it okay? Because it was like, what was it? Gremlins or no? It was Temple of Doom is the reason why we
Yeah.
have PG-13, right? Because of the heart scene.
the heart ripping out. Yes,
Yeah.
a little
okay.
too gruesome. The date for this is October 26, 1985, both for Back to the Future and Goonies.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it was an October. Okay, so the fall. Yeah, it is feels like a fall movie.
Yeah.
It's that
Okay.
time of year, I guess.
Well, I think I mean I will be watching it again because I bought it on Amazon.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
It was
Good.
$4 to rent and it was on sale for $8 to buy. So I'm like, might as well just buy it because I can see myself going back to this
Shoot.
one and watching it again. Especially with my
Good
kids
move.
when they're a little bit older.
I feel like I
Right.
got ripped off because I watched this 2 days ago and it was 15 to buy.
It,
I'm like,
it was on sale from 15, so I got
Son
a
of a
steal at
bitch.
$8. So I think it was worth it for sure to buy it.
somehow don't own this one.
Really,
Brandon, going back,
Dave? I would have
Yeah,
thought you would
um,
like own the fucking
This is like a
4K
old
Blu-ray
VA
or
test
something.
copy. No, unfortunately, no.
I don't own it either, and I thought I did, and I had
Oh,
to go
wow.
get it from the library.
I also thought it was on
The
streaming.
library
Like,
has it though.
I thought it was on Max, but it was not when I looked for it.
I was telling my wife this. I go, why is it every time I want to watch a classic?
It's also
A
it's
classic.
produced by Warner
never
Brothers.
around.
It's produced by Warner Brothers, so I was like, why is it not on Max? That was weird. Must be some weird licensing thing, but
Same thing. I know it's the same thing about E.T. I was trying to watch that with the kids over the summer and it just wasn't anywhere.
weird.
Just to be
Yeah, why
nowhere
aren't
to be
these
found.
classics readily available?
Is it Amberlin Productions? Is that what it is, or something like that? Spielberg.
Amblin. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be something with his stuff, maybe.
Potentially,
knows?
yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
How'd you feel going back, Brandon? Like you've seen this obviously before. Did you watch it with the kids? Watch it with the whole fam?
Oh, we
Seems like
all
a
watched
family
it.
affair.
Phones off, crank up the sound. Yep,
Okay.
it was
nice.
great. Yeah, I want my kids to like have memories of this movie in their childhood because this is a movie about being a child and they're always on fucking devices.
Mhm.
You know, so it's just like this movie doesn't have any of that, and I'm not like you gotta, you gotta feel like my childhood. I'm not saying that. This is
Dude,
their time.
again-
Their time. You know,
It's going back to Stand By Me when we talked
But,
about it. Like,
yeah.
it's. I feel like it.
What can
maybe
you come up with on your own?
maybe I don't know. I'm interested to hear what your kids think of this movie because, like, this shit doesn't happen. Like, you don't. I don't know. I feel like you don't go on these sort of adventures with your friends these days. You know, it's all digital.
No,
it's all
your parents
online
drive
now.
you, or like these kids are what 10,
They have
11
no
years
cell
old,
phones.
12, and they're out on their own. You know, just got on their bikes and just rode into town.
Right.
Like I need to know where my kid is all the time.
Yeah, it's just a different
You know?
era. Yeah, for sure.
They
Yeah.
bust out. It's not like they asked to go either. They kind of
Right. They
tied,
just fucking
tied their brother up on the ground, emptied the air out of his tires, which doesn't quite make sense. If you just take the caps off, that doesn't just flatten the tire.
Right.
But
Well, Andy was like, "They popped my tires." I'm like, "Dude, just fucking get a pump and pump it back up."
Pump it back up. That's all you're gonna do. Not too big, but while I was researching for this episode, I did find that there was a couple deleted scenes that were pretty cool. Brandon, I think you and me were talking a little bit about this.
Ooh.
Oh, wild. Never. You know what's a shame is like they're not that good. But
No,
there's some
they're not.
cool things in them that should have been reshot to put in the more about Mikey, just how smart he is, and like the whole map. Really, it has
Yes.
more scenes with the map, and it's just like,
Okay, that
that's
would've
how
been
he
cool.
knew where to go.
There's like the
You should watch those on YouTube.
Convenience store scene where the kids all go when they
Yeah,
escape
it's a
the
bad
house.
scene, but
They cut off to it. Yeah, it's not very well shot. Chunks eating ice cream out of
Troy
the
can't. Yes,
thing. Yeah, Troy's acting was not great. And
dude.
even
My
Josh
wife was just
Brolin
like,
in those
this
scenes
guy
was-
sucks at acting. I'm like, I think he's only been in this or something like that.
Yeah, but it
Not
does
the
kind of
best.
it sets up their two, like they're head to head, and
Right.
why Troy almost basically like murders him by
That-
throwing him off
dude,
a cliff.
That's
on a
what I was
children's bike.
thinking. That's what I,
You're
like
gonna
when
die.
he grabbed his arm
Attempted
when he was
murder?
riding the
Yeah.
bike on the car. I'm like, he could have been dead. You fucking
Yeah.
rode off a cliff. I'm like, what the hell?
But like when I was a kid and I saw that, I'm like, whoa, that Troy guy's crazy. He's bad. I didn't think about how illegal and dangerous that was.
Right.
But as an adult, I'm also like, dude, this is an attempted murder.
Right. And like,
what are you doing?
there was not really context. I mean, you could. There was the 2 seconds
He's a
of
bully.
context to say like, yeah, the fucking maybe
This guy's the
Brand
dick.
isn't the most popular dude in school or whatever, and Troy's just a dick. So he just decides he's gonna fucking kill him. I don't know.
Or
Funny prank.
making the connection that Troy's dad is the one that's taking the house from him that shows up with that. Like,
Do we
that's
not
the-
realize that until the end of the movie?
Well,
I
kinda
don't
know
know if
his
we
dad's
Because
did.
I didn't know that
rich
until
because
the end of the movie.
he said something when they met, and he's like, I'll be playing golf off of your front
I do
lawn.
remember that,
I
but I
think-
just thought those were. I didn't realize
That was
that
early
they
on.
were.
I think he was there with his dad, maybe, at that scene.
No,
I
it
thought
was
that
some
a
other
deleted
dude.
scene there, Brandon.
Oh. And there's a scene when he's on the shitter and the thing knocks him over. He screams, "Daddy!"
Oh,
so
was
you know
that
his dad's
Troy?
rich.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was just.
And
some
then at
random
the
dude.
end, you obviously see it.
He was taking a
right
shit
down.
with his pants all the way up too, which is kind of weird. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did notice that this time. I'm like, wow, there's
Okay, well, they can't hang dong in PG movies, Dave.
there's no dong in the Goonies.
Right.
Like, that's a little weird. I don't know. Who takes a shit with their pants on? Maybe he just cuts a hole in the bottom.
Right.
I don't know.
He's too proper to take his pants down while he takes a shit.
So Eric, the kids when they all are like finally, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty clever how they do the introduction to the characters. You meet most of the cast through the villains basically escaping, being chased. You get in the early
That
credits.
was cool. Cool.
You get in the
opening
cool
scene.
song, and all the kids you're more or less learning about them in some way, right? And I thought that was really clever. But when the kids all finally got together into the house,
Mm-hmm.
like, could you keep up with that? Because like I have to every time I see that movie, I have to lock on a kid to hear what it's coming out of his mouth because
I mean,
they're all clever and they're all part of that character. But like, what did he say? What did he
I watch
say?
I watch
Like-
everything with subtitles these days, so it was easier for me to keep up with the subtitles on. But yeah, there's
Okay.
definitely a lot going on. They're all kind of, I mean, they're kids, and they're all kind of. It's realistic too because they're all like talking over each
Realistic.
other
Yeah,
and like
within
hanging
reason,
out in
yes.
somebody's house, and it is all just fucking gibberish kids going back and forth, talking
Saying
about random
words
stuff.
wrong, mispronouncing, using the wrong word. I
That was
fucking
funny.
love it.
Yeah,
Like that,
Mhm.
you don't see much in movies, unless it's kind of forced. This just felt like, I don't know, like Mikey. Who is that? That's
John Aston.
It's John Aston,
John Aston. Thank you.
Mhm.
Samwise
Um,
Gamgee.
He was great in this. Yeah, Samwise.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, he was
Right,
great in the role here.
I thought
And
all
like
the
I
kids
don't
were
know, I
good.
never noticed like him and his older brother were so close. I always thought like Brandon was like kind of like a not a jerk, but just
It's that
he's the older
brotherly
brother, he's
love.
a tough guy. But
Yeah.
like they really genuinely love each other. And there's like a scene, it's a really nice scene when all the kids watch the guys like saying, "Hey, we're gonna buy this house," when your dad's like runs out like, tomorrow we're gonna own this shit. And when they walk away, everybody runs inside. Mikey's just sitting there thinking about and just kind of internalizing the situation. And then Brandon comes out knowing his brother, and he runs to him and he like hugs him and all stuff. I'm like, I never noticed that. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, like how did I not notice this brotherly love they have? And it throughout the movie, and in that deleted scene, Brandon sticks up for the kids. Like he's actually a really good guy. I don't know. So it's I'm always locked in like Data and Chunk and shit, and I was like, well, Brandon's a stand-up dude.
Yeah,
He's
I noticed that
a
too.
good
Like,
older brother.
it was. I mean, it's typical like brother, younger brother, older brother relationship where obviously they're teasing each other, they're giving each other shit. But you
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell that the older brother really does care about Mikey and his well-being. Like he might give him a hard time, but he's just trying to keep him safe or whatever. So, and like he does go, he reluctantly goes along on him with his, you know, through this entire adventure. But yeah, I love that
Just to keep him safe.
brother relationship. As someone with an older brother, I can certainly relate to that.
Yeah, and just like the kids, the way they, I don't know who was it, made it kind of about like how good they were. Maybe it was me, but it probably was me. But just the way they're touching each other and like hugging each other and hands are on each other. If you watch movies, I don't know, today, I'm always watching kid acting, right? I just like, oh, it's always like, it's bad or weak or something feels stiff. And I don't see kids just casually like leaning on each other or touching each other unless it's like
Yeah, they do constantly
staged.
now.
This movie, they're like literally all over. I'll see anyone. They just seem like they get fucking along. And I just
I'd have to
love it. It
imagine.
just feels like this is
We've
what
seen
real kids are
kids.
like, dude. There's no
absolutely.
personal space with kids. They just
Right.
will be next to each other. And like movies get this wrong, and this movie, that's a great detail.
I'd have to imagine when you get, I mean, when you get this many kids of around the same age together, they're gonna inevitably become close on set, which also translates to the screen, and we can, you know, we can see it in this movie, because yeah, the relationships do feel real, and they feel like they are friends, and they feel like they care about each other, and you know what happens to each other. So yeah, I thought all the relationships on screen were great, and of course we have Short Round as well in this movie.
Which,
like I couldn't,
Data, right?
yeah, Data is awesome.
Surprised some of these kids didn't like act more like after this movie, like the kid that plays Chunk.
By the way, Chunk is a
Jeff Cohen.
good looking dude these days.
In fact, he looks normal, yeah. But even like some of the like Corey Feldman's been around, Josh Brolin's been around, but kid that played Data, like he kind of stopped acting for a long time until what was it, Everything Everywhere? Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's him though. Poor guy. I mean, he's finally popular again and all that shit, but
yeah.
I just don't think Hollywood was looking to put him in anything,
Well,
unless they needed an Asian guy or something.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
they gave him
typecast.
2 roles where he was a stereotypical like borderline racist Asian character. So I don't know.
It's adorable though.
He is,
Data
yeah.
or Short Round, but
I'm surprised he at least didn't get one movie where he's like the lead. Just like let him have his own movie, even if it's like a low budget movie. Like he's so stinking charming.
he was in Loki this year, and he is fantastic in that. I'm glad he's back and doing stuff again.
I would like to see him if he could be a main character, but he feels like he would always be a good sidekick character. Maybe that's just because of the roles he's played, but I don't know. He was like you said, we watched Everything Everywhere, and he was amazing in that.
He was a main part of that. Let's talk a little bit about the bad guys, which we haven't discussed yet.
And lady.
And lady. Mama Fratelli is
she's fucking scary.
Is an imposing figure in this
when
film
she's chasing them down the tunnel and she's like grunting as she's walking. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't want this lady coming after me. She's got a gun. She's strapped,
ready to choke the shit out of these little kids. Like she can't stand them. You got Robert Davi as Jake and Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah, from The Matrix.
Yeah, we all know him.
That's what I always know him from.
He's a bad guy there too.
Wait, what is he in The Matrix?
Cypher.
Oh,
the first one.
The traitor character.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize.
Why why didn't I pick the blue?
Now that you say that, okay. Yep. Yep.
Right,
I didn't pick up on that.
The I don't know, the acting between these three, like the bickering and the fighting and the the stereotypical Italian crime family kind of feel to them. Just I don't know, it cracks me up the entire movie from like first scene when you get the fake hanging like you said, and then
Mhm.
they're arguing how to get into the car, and that cracks me up. Even with jumping through the sunroof.
Yeah, she's like snacking and shit, and they're being shot at or whatever by the cops.
She's eating saltine crackers, just plain saltine crackers, as she's doing like a 4x4 Jeep race.
Yeah.
But yeah, throughout.
Dude, but her idea was pretty clever though,
movie.
going into the beach with all the cars. Like she must have knew there was like a Bronco race or
Right,
something,
it
or a
was
Jeep
just-
race going on.
Yeah,
Good timing, I guess.
it's that time of year in Astoria. I guess it's time for the annual
The old beach race.
the annual beach race. Yep. But no, what'd you guys think about them? I thought their inner bickering was the best.
Again,
best
as a
parts
kid,
of
I didn't really, they intimidated me. I didn't find them funny. I just knew they were the bad guys. I was more about like Sloth and
scary.
Chunk and shit. But now when
okay.
I watch them, I'm like, man, it's like body comedy. It's
Oh, yeah.
You don't see much, They're just so goofy and like dumb, and I don't know. It's
I was gonna
not like
say
a Home
fun.
Alone villain kind of way, but they're still like
they
Chris
are like
Columbus wrote
sort of
both, though,
bumbling
you know?
idiots, like they're
bumbling villains, kid heroes. Yeah.
But I mean, their bickering within each other kind of ends up like when they're
Yeah,
trying
you're
to
always
cross
picking
the
that
log.
one over me. Ever since
Yeah.
birth, Ma, it's always been him. He's always been the perfect one. Yeah, so.
right.
But
They're
you always see
their
that she
infighting is their downfall too.
She's always making Jake go and do things first.
Yes.
And she's
playing
babying,
favorites.
She's babying Francis the whole time, which is
Yes.
hilarious. But I don't know, the scene with them in the restaurant as a kid, like that scared the crap out of me. Like, you're alone with these people that are
when they
killers.
first get to the restaurant. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, yes.
the scene with them and Chunk was probably one of the funniest scenes in the movie, when Chunk is just like saying all the bad things that he's done throughout his entire life, because they're
that
like
was so good.
they're like
Yes.
they're like, give me the whole, tell me everything. So Chunk just starts at the beginning of his life and just goes through all the bad things he's done. Oh, so good. When he's talking about how he mixed up the fake puke and went to the movie theater.
That's a good one.
That was really good. Yeah.
That was funny. I like the broken penis bit. That was one of my favorites.
That was
that's
good
what
too.
kids would do. It's like,
what's
"You
wrong
idiot.
with it?
He's gonna piss in his face."
It's my mother's favorite part, and Molly goes, "She wouldn't be here if it wasn't."
I didn't catch that.
Joke.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's
A little quick joke that you don't.
Right.
I never got until I watched it like years later.
I caught that one.
Oh, sorry. What else do we got here to go through?
Well, I took a couple notes. I was really big on the music again. I thought that synth was always pretty charming. I always felt like that's just like, all right, something's up, something mysterious, something I need to pay attention to. That and then I was like, wow, it comes out when it's more of an emotional time. So it's a fun ride. It's funny. It's all that stuff. But then it gets to a point when they have to decide to keep going, when finally can get a way out. And they, and I always thought, hey, that's a pretty good scene. But now I want to know the hell, like what was going on in Mouth's head, because he was so silly, who gives a fuck, all that shit, fucking around with everybody. And then we get to the well scene, and he wants like, he makes a big stink about, like, this was my dream, I'm taking it back, I'm taking them all back. I'm like, bro, whoa, you've not acted
right.
Why though? What was it about that? Was it just they wanted to just have like, they got to decide, it's an emotional scene, like everybody just is like on edge maybe?
Well, I think
you think they would be like, let's get the fuck out of here, and he's just like, I want the quarters.
Whew. Part of the character building with Mouth, I think it ended up being, I mean, you don't know, you're probably building some sort of backstory in your head about how he was a kid there wishing to get out of his shitty town with his shitty plumber dad. Like, I don't know, like that.
I didn't know he had an issue with that. I mean, I guess they all do have a situation going on, where they might lose their house, but
they're growing up in the Goondocks. They're like the I don't know, I'm guessing like the poorer kids, the lower middle class of their area or whatever.
They're about to fucking bulldoze their houses and build a golf course on top of it. So obviously the area that they're living in isn't,
maybe it's
regarded.
that was his wish.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
It is interesting.
I think one of the characters that I don't think we've even mentioned her yet, but Andy, like I think she is a great character, and she shows a lot of she has a good character arc throughout this entire movie as well. Because I mean, at first she's hanging out with Troy, which whatever, maybe she was just into that situation because she just wanted to be popular or whatever. It's high school, so how
But
you are in high
he's
school.
rich and he
Right,
drives
he's
a,
rich.
what, a Ferrari. What was he driving? And
Yeah, so
Some
red
convertible.
convertible.
So yeah, she probably just wanted to be in with the rich kids. But even at that first encounter with Troy and Brand, like you could tell that she there was something going on between Brand and her, because she was all pissed at Troy because he tried to murder Brandon and throw him off the fucking cliff. But no, throughout the movie, I mean, she at one point in the tunnel, she's starting to lose it a little bit. But they bring her back off the edge. And then I think the turning point for her was, again, Brandon, like you just said, when they were at the wishing well and she had the choice to go back up with asshole Troy and fucking whatever, go back to her previous life as arm candy for the rich kid, or she could stay down there,
Right.
To become a Goonie then.
Become a Goonie, exactly.
I'm not a Goonie. Yeah, like, we might die or something. Like, don't say
Goonies
that.
don't say die.
Goonies don't die. I'm not a Goonie. Yeah, for kids though, like that shit hits. Like, Goonies don't. Yeah.
But yeah, she.
I love the
Say
Troy
die.
scream.
That's right.
The Troy scream when the sweater comes back up, like
Oh,
you
that was
Goonie!
so
Like,
yeah.
he's
That was
going,
that was
it's
a
like
little
the worst
cheesy.
thing he could call
I
her.
don't know.
Corny.
It
Yeah.
was funny.
But no, I thought Andy was a great character.
I mean, and Steph, her friend, like, is kind of just like she seems like the smart nerdy girl is kind of just like along for the ride.
Right.
She's got the glasses, but I don't know. You get to learn a little bit more about her, I guess, throughout the story. She's kind of like the friend that's always around.
Yeah, it's like her best friend, like maybe not be as like pretty or whatever, but she's always hanging around, or they do everything together. So
Right. I think she's probably the not weakest. I don't want to say weakest, but she has like the least amount written about her. Maybe
Yeah,
she's got some funny lines. Like in the movie, they give her like something with like Mouth and Andy and all that stuff. But like she's always talking. It's just we don't know her situation. We just know that she was bobbing for fish or something like that in a barrel in the opening scene, right? Crabs. That makes more sense.
Crabs out of a bucket or something.
Yeah,
I forgot about
but
that.
she was like submerged in it.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you get crabs, but no, I'm not a crabs fan.
Dave knows how to get crabs.
I don't know.
But no, good for Andy to make that decision. It's it's well written character. But yeah, most of the characters are well written enough. I mean, shit, Sloth. You learn about his childhood,
right?
I mean, he's just like, you did this to me from dropping me a couple times. Like, whoa, I don't know, Sloth. It might be more than
twice. I don't know.
Yeah,
but then your mom was on every drug under the sun.
She's getting chains from the zoo though to like chain him to a wall. Like,
didn't work.
I know.
He's so strong.
You feel for Sloth for sure, and then he becomes the hero at the end. Saving all.
My kids were afraid of him. Well, not my oldest, but my 5-year-old. He was legit terrified. He's like, I can't watch this. I'm only 5.
Especially when they first reveal they first reveal his face and he's like screaming. I could see how that'd be scary for sure.
Dude, that's pretty scary. You see in the back of this guy, he's all changed like, duh, duh.
He's a giant.
He can't move. He's like, what is this? This is Silence of the Lambs shit.
That makeup, I guess that the actor, he passed away, John Matsuzak.
Yeah, he was a football player.
Okay.
Football player. He was absolutely giant person. But it took him like 4 or 5 hours to get that makeup on whenever he had to do the shoots. But
it was good
behind the scenes.
It was like good makeup too.
Molding.
Oh, when I was a kid, I thought it was real for the longest time. I'm like, oh wow, this must be the only movie this guy's ever been in.
I'm assuming like the eye, like maybe up on where it should be is the real one probably, and then the one down here is like robotic.
Yeah.
But it was seamless. It was good, and it gave him more personality too, because his ears like wiggles a little bit too, which is fun.
Dude.
But yeah,
just a unique character, well written character.
Yeah.
Because like on paper, could you imagine saying like, yeah, this one guy, he's gonna be deformed, kind of slow, but a heart of gold. Really, you know, like what?
Yeah,
what-
and
and then they come up with this character.
They
with
bring
these
in the
sayings,
relationship.
outfits.
Bring in the relationship
Yeah.
with Chunk and everything.
Hold on. This is one thing I've always noticed. I always noticed this. At the end, Chunk just goes like no, he's good. He like, you know, Chunk is like grabbing a cop with a gun and shit.
I know.
You know, he's just picking him up like, whoa, okay, you know. But Chunk is like, no, like he's not with them. Don't arrest him. He's good. They're like, oh, okay. And then he goes, it's okay, Sloth. You can stay with me. You can come home with me. And I gotta be like, the parents gotta be like, whoa, hold on a second.
You're bringing this thing back to our house?
That sounds like a Family Guy bit. Like they would just like finish that scene. Hey, whoa,
right?
Who is this guy? This is a grown ass adult.
There is a piece on that in the novelization of the book or of the movie.
Okay.
Okay. Where
the Adventures of Chunk and Sloth.
Chunk does ask like, you know, like, hey, this guy's my big brother now. Like, he's gonna come live with us. He does mention it apparently in the.
His parents are just like, okay,
sure.
Hey, Steve, how's the new kid?
Right.
Sloth. Oh, you know, we got no room for him.
We don't have enough food to feed him. He fucking eats a ton of food every day. He needs 1,000 baby Ruths.
John that played him is 6'8" in real life. So you got to figure with the prosthetics, he had to have been about like 7'2".
Dude, he was huge.
Yeah,
and he weighs like 300 pounds. So like it's inviting like
beast of a man,
giant bull to come live with you.
Right. No, I thought
he passed away in '89 too, which is
man, what they give him for food, like it's just a giant tray of like fish head and like thrown vegetables on it or something like that.
Steaks.
Yeah.
I don't know what was on there. Nothing. It looked like leftovers. It looked like a slop.
Oh,
And he just wants to eat candy, dude. I love it. He's just like, you probably never got to enjoy any of that stuff. You know, you do feel bad. Well written character for someone who can't really fucking talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
I'm just seeing a picture of him in the Superman shirt on the pirate ship. Like that's that classic scene. Like when he shows up to save the day, though. That's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
The hey you guy. That's the.
And he's got he's watching the pirate show on TV where they do the knife trick down the sail, and then he fucking emulates that, does the same thing. Like
my kid was like,
perfect.
"Oh my god, that's what he saw on TV." I'm like, right? He's like, I'm like, that's awesome that you caught that detail, man, because he got to live that scene. He's been watching these pirate movies.
He's probably been watching the same fucking thing for years, just trapped,
Right.
Had the same shit on.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good scene.
I was watching Antenna TV. Back in the day. It's kind of thing. Like I didn't have to explain it to my kids, but like the fact that they don't have. I don't know, cell phones. The fact that I
was gonna say, what about the phone on the wall with the fucking dial, the radial dial?
Eric, what did you think of the traps? Like, what do you booty traps?
Booty traps.
That's what I said. Booty traps.
I mean, that's what I said. Booby traps.
There's definitely some Indiana Jones DNA in here, 100%.
Totally, dude. Love it.
I mean, they're literally looking for a treasure. They're going through a fucking dangerous cavern, and there's boulders falling on them. There's spike pits. There's fucking there's all kinds of
that skull thing where the hand gets
Yeah. So good. I loved all of the set pieces in this movie. Like the whole
looks so good.
The whole fucking like bone effigy with the piano where they're playing the notes.
Yes,
so
dude.
Cool. The floor is dropping out,
good.
and then they fucking go down this water slide onto a pirate ship.
How did they shoot that? They had like cameras following them. Because my wife was like,
tube with
they
a
didn't
camera.
have those cameras back then. Like, I don't know, like something in front of them, but no, it's too smooth. They must have had it rigged up on a sled, maybe, with the camera on it.
Dude on a tube.
Yeah.
He's just. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
those were.
cool.
But such a cool set.
The kid's dream right there.
Now we all know about the octopus, right? Scene that didn't make the movie, right?
Eric doesn't.
No, I don't know this. I thought Data was just saying that at the end to embellish the story more.
You caught that? Yeah. No, right, and that's like, and you can totally get away with it. But no, they tried doing. It was actually kind of a dumb scene. But they splash in the water. They see the ship. But this is actually a really cool thing I saw. So Donner was like ban the children from the pirate ship set. Like you cannot see this until we film. You go down the slide and then you shoot out. He wanted their reaction to when they finally get up and see it to be real. So that's a genuine
cool
reaction. It was really cool. But from there, they're supposed to be going to the ship. Between that, Steph and Mouth are walking together, and she thinks Mouth is like keeps touching her leg or whatever, and she's like, "Stop it, Mouth," you know. But it's really just like these tentacles coming out and rubbing her legs and stuff like that.
Well, shit.
Eventually, they get pulled and like underwater and shit or something like that.
A big one. It comes
And I think
out of
Data,
the water.
Yeah, and it's got like the beak mouth or something like that. Data, I think it's Data or somebody mouth.
It is Data.
He turns on the the cassette player, and he puts it underwater, then turns it on or something like that, which is weird. I think they would fry it, but he sticks it in its mouth, and it eats it, and then it just gets scared away. It's
it wobbles and it flails, and then it just like goes away, and it's it looks bad. It looks like it was like a first try at it.
It did.
Well, no wonder why it got cut then.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the stuff that they did cut is pretty smart. Like there's monkeys that were in the movie.
Oh, wow.
When they did the scene where they push up the water pipes.
Yeah.
There's deleted. See, there's storyboards. This is part that Spielberg actually shot. When they're doing the water pipes and they push it up into the ground and like everything happens.
Yeah.
Apparently there's stuff that happens above ground where somehow monkeys get out and then they're riding around.
Why would there be monkeys?
I don't know, because they got out of the zoo when they hit the water main thing. Somehow they escaped that way. But they're riding around in Troy's convertible, just like around the town,
the monkeys
causing havoc. The monkeys, yes, are driving around and it's dudes in monkey costumes. Apparently.
Oh no!
They got the costumes.
They filmed this?
Yes, from the Tarzan movie that came out like 2 years before it. And then it all kind of leads into the original end scene. The scene in the movie ends on a beach, but that was the second version that they shot. The first version they shot was back at the house, and like you can see Sloth in like normal like people clothes, and like he's wearing like a suit jacket or whatever.
Wow,
Sloth, they're all hanging out at the house, and they're all talking about like where they're going. Like, my family's moving to Detroit.
Right.
My family's moving to New York City. My family's doing this. And then Rosalita, when she's in the laundry room emptying out the kid shit, and then that's where she finds the gems.
Oh, I
Dad
see.
is signing on the front yard. Rosalita comes out, says no sign. That all kind of plays out the same way, except on the beach. It just it ends up making more sense happening on the beach. I don't think they shot the pirate ship sailing out into the ocean at first. They had it getting like buried in the rocks rather than like sailing out into the sunset, essentially. So
I thought the ending was perfect the way it was. Like
they
just had it all happen on the beach.
It all gets they all come out of the tunnel. It all gets resolved. That it's saved because Rosalita finds the gems, and then I think the pirate ship was just floating out, and they're like, "Holy Mary, Mother of God!" And the ship's just floating out to sea. I like it because I think it's more like, One-Eyed Willie's. I don't know. I wouldn't have liked it if it just got reburied, because they could have just been like, okay, let's just go back in there and get the rest of the treasure. But the ship floating out to sea, it's kind of like symbolic, like, they got some of this treasure, but the rest of it is just going to be lost at sea for no one to ever find again. So it's like the Goonies were the last ones to ever...
Or a week later, when the world finds out about this treasure, and then they go and
just
put it in museums.
Whatever. Without all that, it's more romantic to think like, oh, the Goonies were the only ones to actually find this treasure and, see One-Eyed Willie.
One-Eyed Willie's... Yeah, he's the first Goonie.
Yeah, exactly. So
the original.
No, I thought the ending was really well done. And the ship sailing out to sunset was good.
The only thing that was, it is good. It's really good. It wraps up a lot of shit. Even like Andy's like, can I take piano lessons?
Right.
Saved her life. Is the oh shit? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the guys that want the land from Mikey's dad, right? He's got to sign that shit.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, first off, the kids are missing. The Fratellis are on the loose. Something's going on. There's all this commotion. They find the kids, and I don't know how they knew to go there, but they found them, or maybe like the
Right.
cops saw them or something like that.
I'm just looking
But
on the
there's like
beach.
this, we found the kids or whatever. But they find the kids. Is that the right time to go up to somebody and say you have to sign this now? I just didn't understand. Troy's dad's just like, dude, this is
Rich
like,
dicks.
whoa. I know you need this signed by end of day or whatever, but they just found their kids.
Right. You
were
didn't
on a
know if
beach.
your
Like,
kids
why
were
are we-
alive
why
or
are we all
dead.
here? It's just weird. It's just like rude.
News
I mean, I know
stations
they're
are
the
trying to
bad
interview
guys,
them.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought it was weird. And then the
It
dad
is a
goes like
little
sign on the
awkward.
back. He's like totally fumbling. How do I spell my name? He's
Right.
like literally fumbling to write that, because the woman finds the Spanish woman that finds the
Rosalita.
gems.
Rosalita.
Rosalita.
One question I had: did they ever explain why the mom's arm was in a sling?
No. It's just to give her an excuse for Rosalita to be there.
Okay. All right. I guess that.
Essentially,
okay,
I think
that
that's
makes
because
sense.
she couldn't.
But why
pack the
does
house and
Rosalita have to be there? Just to do the jokes?
to be
Somebody's
the one
gotta
to find the
find,
gems
find the gems? Yeah.
and
Could
to
have
do
been
the
the mom, I
jokes.
guess, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jokes
The
with
drug
Just
jokes.
character just
mouth were pretty good.
The drug jokes
Yes.
about some of their, it is PG and they say shit a lot, and there's drug jokes and there's dick jokes and there's, there is some nod kid themes in here. They don't hide it as well in this as they do now in like the Pixar movies.
Well, it's just like the thing we talked about with Stand By Me. When you're hanging out with all your friends, that's what you're talking about, and that's the kind of language you're using, But there was a lot of shits in this movie for sure. That's like the baddest word they could get away with in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they used it a lot.
You put F-bombs in there, yeah, you're gonna get R.
Yeah. So.
Whether you're not there or not. I didn't know that this was Josh Brolin's movie debut. This was the first
really?
one on his.
Damn.
I mean,
he did a pretty good job.
He's
Yeah.
done some crazy stuff since, but yeah.
Thanos.
Right.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Good movie.
Milk, which I haven't seen yet. Sounds interesting, but
Yeah, Josh.
What do you
Brolin's
guys
great.
think about Corey Feldman? He's kind of a weird guy, but he embraces his weirdness. I mean, he's in that band. He's.
I mean, I don't know
does
much about
interviews.
him outside of like the few movies I've seen him in. I don't know what he's been doing. Like he's not. I don't know how prominent he is in today's pop culture
Yeah.
or movie
Really.
landscape or anything.
He was so big in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen the Burbs, right? But he's in that too. I mean, he was.
I've seen parts of it. I
Add
don't
that
think I've
to
seen the
list.
whole thing, but
Yeah.
for Tom Hanks guy,
He was in-
The Burbs is
we tried to watch it.
Prime
not,
Hanks.
not too long ago, and I don't know.
It's got
Just
its
wasn't
own
grabbing
kind of
me.
humor. Yeah, it's kind of a dry B movie feeling kind of movie, but Tom Hanks did a lot of dumb comedies like that in the earlier days.
Money Pit.
Money
was a good
Pit.
one.
How dare you? That's
Yeah.
a great movie too.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought about Corey Feldman because I think it's interesting thinking of where how some of these actors went, and
I didn't know he was in a band until I saw an interview with him about the Goonies, and he mentioned
Yeah.
his band 3 times in the interview about the Goonies. So
Yeah.
that
Probably.
must be kind of what he's
His-
up to these days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's schlocky, but it's fun. I mean, he's an interesting guy. I'm rooting for him. I'd like to see him
I
get at
could
least
see him.
one.
I'm surprised he isn't in just more stuff, just in general. I don't know if he's
Right.
holding out for better things or what.
He could be difficult to work with. He could have an ego. He could just be like, the music is what I want to do.
It's always hit or miss
I'm tired
with
of-
child stars,
Yeah,
whether they just.
but he's
fall
a
off the
pretty
map
good
after.
actor for
He's
the.
good, yeah, for sure. I'd like to see him as a sidekick in a Deadpool movie or anything, something random, something with some comedy to it, because he's got that wise ass charm to him, I guess.
Yeah, he still has that. He still looks and sounds the same, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just somebody that I see from my childhood. I always wished you to get back, the scene again. But yeah, great cast.
Nice. Well, you guys got anything else before we start to jump into the next phase of our lives?
Nothing. Yeah, nothing real. I feel like we've hit on most of
talked about
the
everything.
big stuff.
And Goonies is a fairly known quantity. I think we don't gotta beat up any plot points really, or kind of go over too much. All right, well, let's call it a break here. I'm glad that we got to get you to get this in, Eric.
Check it off the list, baby.
I think that, yeah, me and Brandon is like the elder too. Like we get to introduce you to like shit that we grew up on or stuff like that. I think that's always fun to see. Like, you know, what a person that grew up with cell phones or stuff like thinks about.
What do other generations
Us
think
old
of what
men
our generation
shit.
grew up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are we technically
all right.
in different generations though? Aren't we like both technically millennials?
You're, I think, the end, and we're
I'm
the
an
beginning
Xer.
of it. Like,
Oh,
are we
Dave's
the
an
oldest
Xer?
part of the millennials? You're an Xer, Dave? You and I are
80
like
kid.
a year apart, right?
That's
Not
right
even.
where the line is.
Well, shit.
You're not a Gen Xer, dude.
I like to think so.
I like to think so.
I mean,
Dave's
it's kind of a
repping
state
for
of mind
Gen
a little
X.
bit, right? Yeah.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna Google this while we're in break.
All right,
and I'll
yeah,
come
do it
back.
on break.
All right. Let's take a little quick break here, and we're gonna come back with a little bit of trivia about treasure.
Oh boy.
Right after this.
Can't wait.
Yar, for a third time, I'm back. Yar. We're going to play a game of treasure trivia. You guys are going to play together. Let me grab something to keep score here for you, because we all know that score and winning and the Nomads trivia is of the highest priority.
That's right. The highest honor.
Yes, it is. You guys can work together. I got 5 questions. If you get 3 right, we'll call you our scallywags for the evening.
Oh, I'm the captain. I'm the captain now.
I am the captain. All right. Yeah, I figured something piratey would go well with the Goonies. So
yeah.
We are going with HowStuffWorks.com's pirate quiz. If you'd like to play along at home, see if you can score better than these 2 jabronis. All right. Up first, the dreaded pirate Blackbeard met a gruesome end in 1718. What happened to him? Was he A, shot? Was he B, shot and stabbed? Or was he C, shot, stabbed, and decapitated?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because the legend was his body was thrown over and he swam headless around the ship 3 times and then...
Wait, what? I didn't hear that.
We didn't all go through like a pirate phase when we were kids. I would get like pirate books from the library and shit.
Yeah,
I think pretty gruesome.
I feel like
this was like super fascinating when I was a kid.
I think that was mentioned in like I think Blackbeard was actually in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and they probably mentioned that as well.
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, I agree. Dude. I agree with that.
The last one is correct. He was ambushed by the Royal Navy. Blackbeard suffered multiple gunshot and stab wounds before the enemy crew lobbed off his head and delivered it to a colony of Virginia as a trophy.
Damn, that's a
question.
A hardy death.
Sure. Yar.
He be a pirate. But what does that have to do with treasure?
Because he's a pirate.
Pirates have treasure.
Did he go around collecting? I thought that was just like...
Yeah, it's Blackbeard, of course.
He went around like pillaging and getting treasure and put him in treasure chests and shit?
Well, you can't be a pirate if you aren't fucking getting, treasure. Pirates steal shit.
Just probably... Well, they steal
a pirate,
shit, but they could also just...
I mean, that's pirates' things. You're not a pirate if
like
you're not stealing shit.
That's like a Hollywood version of a pirate, though, isn't it?
No.
I feel like they were like... I mean, they would pillage.
The definition of a pirate is to steal something. Like, the definition of pirating is stealing.
I thought they were just stealing, like, food and, like, weapons and just, like, other people's boats and stuff like that. I didn't know they were stealing gold.
They're hoarding gold and
shit.
hiding it in the sand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that can't be a real thing,
I'm sure some of them shit. I mean, that stereotype had to come from somewhere.
Speaking of that stereotype, question number 2. One of the few pirates who actually buried treasure was
there you go.
William Kidd. Who planted a cache.
No relation to Billy the Kid?
I don't think so. It's got 2 D's, so I don't know if they're related.
Not even.
He planted a cache of treasure in what present U.S. state? Was it North Carolina, Massachusetts, or New York?
I mean, they're all on the coast. I was thinking it's got to be coastal.
He's a pirate.
So.
He's a pirate. Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's hard for them to get to like Nevada,
right? Oklahoma.
How did we get here? Shit.
Tough
What are you thinking?
Trying to think logically.
What are you thinking?
I
mean, when was he around? Right, pirates have been around, or not around for a while, right? Like this kind of pirate. So, like, they didn't go up north that much, probably, right? They
That's
were
what
probably
I'm
like
thinking.
doing pirating is probably more of a tropical southern thing because you're out in warmer climate.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they sailed directly across the Atlantic and just fucking landed right in the middle of the country, North Carolina.
That's where pirates go?
Yep.
Yeah, North Carolina. Makes sense.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Final answer is incorrect.
Oh.
New York.
Really?
Burying treasure was a rare practice, but in
Long Island.
1699, Kidd interred a stash of it on Gardiner's Island, an outcrop of the Long Island Forks. Brandon.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, because the British sticks out. So if you're gonna do
quickly recovered his loot.
Oh.
The British did not fall for that shit.
Did he mark it with an X?
right.
I do not have the
I
answer.
told you we shouldn't have marked it.
We had to remember where it was.
I know.
All right, you guys are 1-1. All right, let's jump down here a little bit. All right.
Bayer needs. Oh wait, I think there is one. I think. Oh yeah, Black Flag. Was it Black Flag or something? There's like a comedy, pirate show.
Our flags mean death or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, pretty good. I never finished it, but it was pretty funny. It
was
was
alright.
funnier,
It's like
but
kind
it was pretty funny.
Slapsticky.
I tried to
little bit.
watch
Yes.
Black Sails, which was like a serious pirate show on
Yeah, how was that?
Showtime or
Not
whatever.
good. Seen that.
Couldn't get into it. I think I watched an episode or two and was just like, meh.
Okay.
But people were like raving about it. But maybe I just didn't give it enough of a chance. But I like pirate shit, so I was into
Surprised
it.
there's not more pirate shit in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. You
Right.
gotta
Alright,
watch
well,
that
Pirates of the
one-man
Caribbean.
army
That's all we get.
and live action
Yeah.
one-man army thing, because that's all pirates. That's all they are pirates.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh,
Is
that
it called
anime
One
show?
Yeah, but they made a live action.
Oh wait, One
Yeah,
That was
Piece.
the
on
first
Netflix.
episode. It
One
was
Piece
dope.
you're talking about?
Thank you, One Piece.
Oh, my One Man
I said
Army.
One Man
What the fuck
Army.
are you
That,
talking about?
that might be some other anime. I think. Yeah, One Piece.
One Piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a Bjork song.
That's One Piece is just too intimidating with fucking.
But the live
1,500
action, you can
episodes.
check that out. Live action, check that out on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
I'll
give it a whirl.
check it out. Yeah.
Not gonna be
Alright.
1,000 episodes. All right, sorry.
Speaking of black flags, if a pirate vessel unfurled a black flag, what did it usually mean?
Oh. Okay.
The pirates intend to capture your ship and kill everybody aboard. If your ship surrendered, the pirates may let you live. Or the pirates were warning your ship to stay away.
I gotta think it's the
Interesting.
third one, right? I mean,
Capture your ship and kill everybody. If your ship surrendered, you might live. Or warning your ship to stay away.
I feel like
white is surrender, so black would be, I'll stay away or shit's gonna get real.
I don't know. I don't. Black flag.
Well,
Like
it's
black
dumb.
usually means like death.
Well, I'm usually, you always think about the skull and crossbones, like that
Right.
black flag standard.
Okay, but think about that. Like you're out in the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, Captain, like there's another ship on the horizon. They're like, all right, and they're looking out there and like, yeah, there's another ship. What do you think they want to do? Well, they're probably good guys because they're coming right at us, but there's no black flag. Yeah, you're right. They're safe, and they la-di-da, let's go hang out and have some drinks with these guys. Nobody's gonna broadcast. We're gonna attack.
What was
Here comes
option
our
2?
black.
If your ship surrendered, the pirates may let you live. Stay
Which
away.
I would.
If you surrender, we'll let you live, or they're going to
I think-
capture and kill
I think
you.
it was. I think it's. I think it's. Warning. Stay away. Black. Okay, get near us. We're gonna fuck you up. But I don't think anybody's just like out there like trying to eat fish and keep their treasure and all that stuff. I don't think they're out there looking for trouble. I know they're pirates. I know you guys want them to be like, all right, let's kill everybody and like pillage and rape and steal and shit. But
That's how they made their
Some
living. They aren't just trolling out on the sea for nothing.
Or either of you guys even.
I'm
real
not an
pirates.
expert. I don't know, but what? All right.
I don't know
What do
if
you
I
think-
would.
what
I
do
don't
you
know
think
if
it
I
is?
would go so far as like they're gonna board and kill everybody, but maybe the second one. Like, if you surrender, we'll let you live.
Right. I can see it. I can see that.
It's tough. It's a toughie.
I think in warning though. I don't know. I can see both.
Warning would be like a yellow flag.
Like, heads up, bitch.
Black means like shit's going down. I feel like
How do you know? Is it?
It's
you,
more
all
like
humans see black as bad though. I mean,
no, it's more of something that I'm vaguely remembering from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
black mean.
Not that it's
Oh, do you put up
100%
different
historically
flags for that?
accurate, but
Maybe I need to go back and play that one again.
but
Good
like
one.
I
Good.
feel like I've heard before that like a black flag on a pirate ship is like the worst thing you can see. I don't think it's just like
Okay.
stay away.
All right. Assassin's Creed is
It's not. I feel like it's just a bunch of pirate
good source.
lore and knowledge that I've collected over
Yeah.
the years. That some
Okay.
Just mishmashed all together.
Yeah, you probably spend 40 hours playing the campaign and shit, and then you learn some shit while you do it. Okay, yeah. Then, all right, you want to go with that? Let's go with that, Eric.
Number
you want to
two?
go with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go. We'll go on
Your
number
call.
two.
It's your call.
I'll go number 2. Yes.
Number 2 is correct.
Yeah.
In
Good
the
job, dude.
golden age of
Good job.
piracy, 1650 to 1720, black flags usually indicated that a pirate crew would spare the victims who laid down their arms. Red flags, by and large, meant that no mercy would be shown,
Oh, that's
even to
blood.
those who surrendered.
Okay, so red flag
Red
is
flag,
the worst.
you do not want to see that
Okay.
shit. All right.
All right.
You guys got 2?
Red is a loving color too. Like maybe they just want to come over and have an orgy or
Yeah,
kiss or hug or share
Black
some.
to
How do
me
you think they
means
died
death.
that red flag, you think?
That's true. That's
Mm,
with the
probably
blood of their
dying-
victims.
Exactly. It's not a good. Although it does kind of turn brown, doesn't it?
Ugh, yeah, that's true. On cloth.
All right. All right. We'll give you another one here. Buccaneers.
Brown flag is not menacing.
I guess. I don't know what that means. We wiped our ass with our flag.
I know.
We
They've
ran
got
out- We
shit.
ran out of TP. We got to shit on the flag. Who knows?
Hanging up and let it
You think
dry.
pirates really had toilet paper?
It's just undies. Yeah, they
It's
really
ju-
give
yeah.
bidets
Dude, that's a
and
good
those
question. Pirates, if they're going around doing the things they're doing, are they literally taking the time to wipe their ass? Are they? Did they wipe
shit,
their ass?
No, they
I
just
figure they're
stick it.
shitting in buckets and just throwing it overboard.
They just stick their ass in the ocean as they're fucking going along.
Yeah, you get a rope and you just hang down there with your ass hanging in the water, just
Oh my
Right?
God.
bidets you, and you're on your way. Crawl back up, and you're good.
There you
Man,
go.
what a life.
All right.
Ay,
Pirate's life
This is
for
where-
me.
Pirate-
Yes, it's gone. All
ay.
right,
It's their time.
Buccaneers.
It's their time out there.
Buccaneers were piratical plunder, but no, wow. Buccaneers disproportionately attacked ships and settlements of what European nation? Where did the Buccaneers pick on? Did they pick on the French, Great Britain, or Spain?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, I didn't.
Buccaneers were plunderers who disproportionately attacked the ships and settlements of what European nation?
Okay.
France, Great Britain, or Spain?
I think that's Tampa Bay.
Yes, Tampa
Probably the
Bay.
French.
No, I think it's Spain,
Buccaneers.
actually.
Is it Spain? Okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's
I'm
either
like
of those two.
95% sure it's Spain.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next guess. So, Spain.
Spain?
You're the smart one.
Spain is correct. Congratulations, you guys.
Well
During the
done.
17th century, Spain dominated the Caribbean, so pirates who operated there usually
Okay.
harassed the Spanish. Those rapscallions came to be known as buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Buccaneers, yeah. Congratulations. You guys get to go to pirate camp and become
Pirate camp.
swabs. Yeah.
Swab the
Pirate
deck.
camp would be fun. Pirate camp would be fun. All this pirate talk makes me want to go play the old Sid Meier's Pirates game, which was a good.
Makes
It's like
me
a
want to play.
pirate simulator.
I'll play Sea of Thieves talking about this shit and
Yeah,
fuck
Sea
around
of
with people.
Thieves. I want to play Black Flag. Black Flag was a really good game. I
Flag
can't
is good.
I never finished
give
it.
enough credit.
I was playing on Xbox 360, got the Xbox One or whatever, and I was like, all right. And then I just stopped
It
playing. I
was,
went to the new
it was one of
console
those
and-
mid-generation or like generation
Yeah.
between generations.
And I loved it. I thought it was really fun, man. I remember
I played it
in
on. That was
Assassin's
one of my
Creed
first.
3.
I think that might have been my first PlayStation 4 game. Was Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh, okay, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
it looks good still, like the water physics and all that stuff. But I remember playing Assassin's Creed 3. There was a mission where the ships are docked and you're going from boat to boat, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And they like kind of took that idea and they just expanded on it with Black
Yeah.
Flag. And I was like, wow, that game blew me away when it came out. I was like, this is like, you're a pirate, but you're also doing Assassin's Creed shit. Just
Right.
I don't know. It was really fun. What a good game.
Rolling
If they
around
ever
singing
remake
sea
one, that's
shanties.
the one they should like remake. And
That would be, yes. It is beloved among the Assassin's Creeds, but
Mhm.
all right. Let's finish swabbing the deck and let's get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me. Eric, if people want to get a hold of us and recommend anything for us to watch or just comment on what we got wrong in this episode, how would they get a hold of us?
Well, if you want to reach out to us on the socials, we're at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. X, sorry. And the Nomads of Fantasy on TikTok. We're always, Brandon's been posting some good content on the TikToks, so follow us over there. We're all getting our hands in the honey jar there. So also I want to promote my streams that I've been doing.
Yeah.
This is Eric's Ocarina Odyssey, where I have to beat Ocarina of Time before the end of the year, because I've never beat it before. So I'm having a blast doing that. I just did part 5 on Tuesday, and the archives, as always, are up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@nomadsofantasy. So please check those out. They are really fun. If I didn't mention, I go live Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, twitch.tv/nomadsofantasy. So if you want to join live for those, I would love it. Throw us a follow. Those are fun. And I don't know if I mentioned the Discord, the nomadsfantasy.com/Discord, if you want to hang out with us there. And just visit the nomadsfantasy.com for all your Nomad needs. We got the merch store, link to WhatMap, all of our episodes, guest spots on our site as well, with some of our returning guests. Gamer looks at 40, best of the rest. Games my mom found. So some great people that we've had on the show. I want to feature their shows on our website as well. But that's a lot of stuff. So let's get out of here. As always, safe sailing on the seas, me hardy nomads, and
do the truffle shuffle.
We didn't even talk about the truffle shuffle, but it's all right.
What do you want to talk about?
No,
what are you gonna say?
What are you gonna say? It was funny. It's funny. Good stuff. All right.
Peace out.
Safe travels, nomads.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.